Welcome back to Hannity. In a move that is raising a lot of eyebrows around the country, California Liberal Governor Jerry Brown has signed a controversial bill into law allowing transgender students in public schools to choose which restrooms, which locker rooms they want to use, and whether they participate in boys or girls sports. Now, the new measure allows the 6.2 million elementary and high school students in the state to, quote, participate in sex-segregated programs, activities, and facilities based on their self-perception rather than their birth gender. Now, while California is the first state to pass such a law, not everyone's on board. Opponents of the law are questioning what it means for the other students. What about their privacy? Here with reaction, radio talk show host Dana Loesch, Fox News contributor Leslie Marshall. I don't even know where to begin. What do we do with the 7-year-old girl that goes into the locker room and there's the 14-year-old boy naked in the girl's locker room because that's where he chooses to be? Leslie, help me out.
Well, first of all, I don't remember 7-year-olds and 14-year-olds being together, but I don't disagree with you on that. See, the measure was put, I don't envy the governor for having this on his desk. And
well, the 10-year-old girl goes into the girls' locker room and there's a 12-year-old boy. How's that? That help you out?
Like I said, I don't envy the governors having to be in this position to make this decision, and the reason is, although there have been adopted policies in 4 states, Massachusetts, etc., in California, this legislation was signed into law by the governor to help to reduce the amount of bullying of these transgender children.
So forget about the 99%.
I'm not sure that.
Forget about the accommodation goes to the 0.00001%. Dana, that's the society we live in?
You know, I don't know what kind of crazy world we live in exactly, Sean, when we decide that the best way to stop bullying is to pass a law where we introduce opposite members of the sex into opposite sex bathrooms and locker rooms where regardless of the comfortability of, yeah, and in sports teams, regardless of how other students feel. You're going to force acceptance. I mean, that's something that, you know, again, this comes back to things that are taught in the home. I talked to a school psychologist today who has been in this industry, for the lack of a better term, for 30 years. And the problem with all of this is you're allowing the government to set boundaries for children instead of children and their parents establishing and respecting their own boundaries. I mean, I know that if I was, you know, still a little girl and I'm, you know, using the girls' restroom and there's a boy that walks in that restroom, you know, when you're young girls, you're like, ah, there's a boy in the restroom. I mean, because it's different. When I was a little kid too, Sean, when I was like 5 or 6, because this goes from K to 12, I wanted to be a flower. So I don't know how well these kids know about the sexual identity and transgender and all of that.
I didn't know anything about this. I still don't, for the most part.
No.
All right, Leslie, so a 16-year-old boy has a self-perception he's a girl, and he's going to play on what? The girls' varsity tennis team?
Well, he certainly can try. I played on the boys' soccer team, although anatomically I am a female, I can give you that. Never wanted to be a flower, and it was because we didn't have a girls' team. In this situation, when you have a transgender child and you have 16-year-old boy perceiving and living and dressing as a girl, think about the amount of verbal, emotional, and physical abuse he has and will continue to endure when he's on the boys' teams or ostracized from those teams and prevented from being on those teams or being put in the locker room.
Must go.
That's not going to get better being on a girls' team. I'll tell you that. It's not going to get any better than being on a girls' team.
And I don't disagree with you there, Dana. That's where we agree. That's where we agree. I'm not sure this legislation will reduce the bullying. It will reduce one side of the bullying.
Say it. What are you saying, Dana?
I mean,
no.
It seems, you know, it seems bass-ackwards, just to be frank, that sort of strategy. Let's go ahead and have a boy go on a girls' team because that's going to get him less bullied.
What will?
Listen to what she's saying.
What will get, you know what will get individuals less bullied? Well, when they can look to adults and adults don't bully each other. We bully each other in politics. We bully each other in television. Kids today have no role models except for the parents who are out there and doing good things and a few upstanding people in pop culture. Other than that, I feel horrible for children today because I look around at their choice of role models and frankly, it's slim pickings. So, you know, it starts with us.
Leslie?
Well, Dana, I don't think what we're doing right here is very healthy debate. I think the two of us are excellent role models for young women and for young girls. Well, yeah, but it's not bullying about politics, and I think it's very different. A child, listen, I was born a girl. I am a girl. I am a woman. I'm happy to be. So I don't understand this mindset, but I do understand the struggle in speaking to transgender, the adults of those children, the parents of those children, having met some of the grandparents of those children and having talked to adults who suffered and struggled as those children. We can't ignore that. And bullying is a huge problem, and as we've seen, it can have fatal results in our country, and whether it's on an elementary school level, high school level, or college.
Dana, last
Here's
word,
something
quick.
else to consider as well, and is sports teams. How are you going to feel if a girl's kicked off a sports team by someone who is a boy, because they're stronger, different muscle mass, different bone density? These are things that we have to consider as well. One of my good friends, Heidi, kicker for a
Guys, we gotta
football
run.
team.
Thank you both.